another ladder game we've got here. We've got Samori in the bottom side, and this is Ben. Ben QVH. He has quite a lot of accounts. I think he's got like 3 accounts that are all around 2K rated. He's mainly an ISIS player, but playing set in this one. I imagine he's playing set because there's a set tournament coming up. So actually, as of recording this one or live streaming this one, it's going to be tomorrow is the first one on Voigt's channel. So it's sponsored by Satfat, who is a prominent set player, likes to stream, likes to play set in some crazy ways. So he's set up this tournament to make players play set. I think the first round someone plays set, the second round the other player plays set, and then they just carry on from there. Maybe trying to get some ideas or see what's strong. And on this side is a Tiff, and he's going to be playing my favorite god, the Loki. And this is such a good Loki map, and we don't really see why it's a good Loki map to start with, because the scouting at the beginning isn't great unless you do the soup strat, which is build all the ox carts out. But we won't be seeing that one happen. The reason you build loads of ox carts out is they're cheaper as Loki, so they're half price, 25 food, 25 wood. And then they can go collect the cows for you that are sat in the middle. And it sounds like a Mimi strat, but then what you can do with the ox carts afterwards is get the Loki upgrade Eyes of the Forest, and then you kind of sit them next to tree lines and you can get loads of line of sight, and it ends up working out. Because these guys don't cost any population, so you can just whack those in and be no problem at all. And the cows are going to come back. Let's have a little bit of a cow check. So Tiff gets his 10 cows, and then on this side we've got Ben gets his 10 cows. So actually a very even cow off. Are there any cows left in the middle? No, just some bears. And obviously Ben will get the better of this because he's going to be able to grab these black bears of set, which he'll be able to send home. And the map Key. To be honest, Key has some great games on it, so I'm expecting a lot. Even though this is a live game, we have no idea what's going to happen. Cerulean Sam, afternoon to you too. Good to see you catching the live streams. To be honest, it was a very last-minute live stream, just because all the recorded games are going out of sync. So I needed to jump on to catch some live ones. Well, I still could have done that offline, but you know, when they're live games, it's good to have people in to chat. Black Bear of Set having a scout around from Ben. And the temple is going to be going up. Pretty defensive temple on this side. Actually very defensive. And hasn't even left enough room for farms, which is interesting. I think what I like to do, does he have enough? He doesn't have enough for a temple. What I like to do is kind of put it behind the sentry tower if you're doing the defensive setup. Looks like he thought about a town center and then went, actually, no, I don't want a town center up against Loki, which I think is the right call. You don't want one unless you've got a crazy good defensive town center, which, I mean, look how open these are. There's no defensive setups at all. There's this rock that you can wall up. You can sneak around the side if you're a Tiff on that side. There is double gold mine on it, so it's not horrendous. But, yeah, there's not really places to wall it up. And then the same for a Tiff on this side. He's got something pretty similar. This one's just out in the open. So I do rate Ben's decision here to say, no, I'm not going for 2 town centers. For anyone wondering how I managed to work that one out, it's because if you have 5 on the gold, you're not going to have enough for a town center. Normally you want 8 to 10 on gold, and you want none on wood. Basically, these wood ones would be over here, and then probably a couple extra as well. It's around 10 that you want for grabbing a town center. And it's going to go barracks, and barracks again. There is a spy coming through from our Loki player here. Who is he spy? Spying the Pharaoh is always a good shout, because he's going to be in either an aggressive position to grab some laborers in, to grab some food with the laborers, or he's going to be later on maybe trying to build a Migdal stronghold, which you'll then have the undermine to counter if you've gone Heimdall, which he has. Also, Berserk getting a bit angsty. The poison damage should probably kill him off. Yeah, he did juke that last shot, but too much poison damage beforehand. And yes, he has been spied, which is nice. We haven't really seen the relics in the middle, but we've got Villager HP, which Egil one hand is going to be able to find. Picks that up with 2 hands, but he will be able to grab that one. He's got ranged soldiers, have more hit points. Probably want to be taking that away for both sides, to be honest. We're going to be ranged soldiers. Ranged soldiers shoot faster, and Have more HP. Okay, it was a separate relic. I was like, what? Okay, shoot faster and have more HP. They're going to be great for the throwing axemen, which you do want some throwing axemen, of course, in every army pretty much in the classical age because they are the damage dealers. We've got sentry towers are cheaper and we've got villager HP. So the raids from Ben won't be as strong as these guys already have 77 HP to their name, which is pretty wild considering they don't even have equipment to survive. And on this side, Black Bears have set. Ben has all of them. He's grabbed them all from the middle except for these two brothers and brother bears over here. They are still fine, but he's got the rest of them. He's got six bears coming forward. And they're going to be aggressing onto the Loki player. It looks like they are. We can see that Ben just has more units because he's been able to convert the Gaia units to his own devices here. And then Atif, what is he building? So he's going up here, going up to the Green Pheasants as his food has stopped. And he's going to be building more of these hearses, which are countered heavily by the Axemen. So Atif needs to do something here to stop this from happening. And what kind of buildings does he actually have? Does he only have the 2? Yeah, he only has the 2 because he's been spending a lot of his resources on hearses. And that is pretty rough against the Axemen from Ben. Ben playing this one very well already, coming over to the temple. The issue is that these are not things that deal much damage to buildings. Axemen have hardly any attack. I think it's the right call to grab watchtowers in. You need to have some units over here to actually defend the watchtower, though. Otherwise, they will go down. Throwing Axemen is going to be a good choice for that one, though. The problem is he's got food and gold, and everything that he can build that's food and gold are countered by Axemen. What he really needs is a Great Hall, and the Great Hall just takes too long to build while this is happening, and he didn't have the resources. Great Hall needs to come down now. Nice wall segments coming around the towers, which will defend against this nicely. The Axemen only have 10% pierce, so we'll be good on that one. We're also going to see our Eyes of the Forest come in, which I kind of want to just swap over to the red perspective so we can see what that gives, because it's pretty sick, to be honest. It's like there's a distraction Einherry coming through. Poor guy getting caught out. You really do need that Einherry too, because you need to do some micro with him, hit Q on all of your units to be able to get the hearses onto the Wadgets, basically run past the Axemen and do some damage that way. There's also trying to be a wall up here. Ben goes, no, I'm not going to be allowing that one. You can see the Eyes of the Forest. This Hearser just gets all this vision. It's absolutely crazy. A nice pressure from Ben as well. He's really playing this early game well with the pressure of this army that you can get out. But there is a Great Hall now. There is enough resources to actually build the horses out, build the raiding cavalry out, which is exactly what he needs. Oof, that feels bad. Losing that very low HP Hearser. There's no way to heal him up as Heimdall, so you've just got to let him stay 1 HP basically. But when the raiding cavalry come in, I think it'll be a lot better spot for Atif in this one. It's going to be a vision coming in. Oh, and a shifting sands to the backside. I was not expecting that. I just thought he was seeing what he was actually building. This is full-on aggression from Ben. Can all the villagers get inside the town center, or the towers and the town center? Yes, they can. I don't know whether that was a bit aggressive. I love it, though. I love the heads-up play. If there was no watchtowers, I think that was a sick play. I mean, this is causing a lot of idle time. And also, this is the only food which he can really gather from, apart from the bears on the front, which Atif notices instantly. I mean, actually, there's berry bushes back here, so it doesn't do as much damage as I thought. I thought that was the last food left. Berry bushes and these bears that did get killed off. So not too bad. Walls coming up here. I imagine they're really cheap walls. Yes, they are, because he has the Heimdall upgrade to make these walls even cheaper. Raiding Cavalry going to be spotting a priest and a slinger. And this is what you absolutely need if you are a Loki player in this one. You need to be able to take out units that are on their own, because in a heads-up engagement, you just lose until you get full population. Because the set player, he has so many cheap units that just counter yours so well. Whereas the Loki units just build a bit slower, and you just don't have as much stuff. Whereas once you can get out to full population, your units are just stronger than his, and that's when you can take a good fight. Apart from that, you want to be picking off as many units as possible. So it's very much in the Loki players, the ball in the Loki players' court, basically. There's going to be Sekhmet coming in for Ben on this side. Definitely makes sense. It's a brutal combo, Ptar slingers and Sekhmet slingers. We also see the medium slingers upgrade, which is why it was great from Ooh, no one picked up this relic. Range soldiers have more HP. I mean, maybe more HP isn't the biggest deal. If it was more damage or do more stuff, then maybe it's better. But HP, I mean, they're going to go down quite quickly anyway. What do you think about lowering the price of the tower upgrades? Is it too expensive? So it's 100 for set. What is it for this side? Oh, it's just already enabled. I don't know. I think it's okay. I don't think it's... maybe slightly. I wouldn't want it to be something where everybody just grabs watchtowers instantly, because you do spawn with all these free ones. More longhouses for a tiff. I mean, there's also something to... What if you just completely changed the balance of the game up, removed every watchtower that you start with, and then gave people watchtowers for free? I guess then raiding would be insane, because you wouldn't be able to garrison your villagers in, but... Maybe that's a terrible idea. Yes, it is. It is a terrible plan. Okay, so we have the flaming weapons from Loki here. And there's no shifting sands available for set unless he has 40 favor sat in the bank, which a Tiff doesn't really know. He does have a spy on the Pharaoh, so he might be able to guess how much favor is in the bank. There's also some Wadgets that have been built, double scarabs, so probably not. Flaming weapons used to take out the scarabs and stop the aggression. Definitely makes sense. Need to run away from the scarab, though, because he does do some big poison damage afterwards. Fine to have the heroes in there, but the throwing axemen don't want to be around. Like, units do get a little bit confused. Throwing axemen on the backside doing all the big damage. And I guess Ben's not running from this just because his units are just better. I was going to say they're a bit slow to run away. Wadget might be going down. Oh, unfortunately, misclicks on that one. Goes after the low HP Wadget instead of the one he was already on. I think he would have been able to take it out anyway. But the heroes healing up very, very nicely. All the snakes are down. And is that the flaming weapons you wanted? Only 18 population worth of units left. But does stop the aggression. Also stops the set player from saving up for a shifting sands, so just completely negate it. Stops the pressure in general. I think I kind of like it. Take out all the Wadgets, take out the scarabs. I think you're already on the back foot from what happened earlier with all this aggression and everything, and just the trades that went down. So kind of needed that one to stay in the game. Now the raiding cavalry need to go out and do something. Has he killed the Pharaoh? No, the Pharaoh is sat in the main base. Actually making giraffes. Wow. This is not something we see very often. Unless these are just the giraffes that spawn for free. They probably spawn for free. Because he's been spending favor like a madman. Back over to the Loki side. He knows there's a granary here, so he does want to aggress onto it with his raiders. But this is where the waypoint for Ben's units are. Spots it instantly. Goes, nah, I don't want to be a part of any of that. These units are running this way, though, so you can ring around the rosy, go back, and that is exactly what he's doing. This is straight out of my playbook. I absolutely love this. I mean, I'm not the first guy to do it, but fake that you're going back, even shift clicking around just to make sure. Oh, I need one more click. Come on. I'm willing the Loki player through this one, and Ben will be needing to run away with his villagers. Does get caught out slightly, but he's on the aggression this side, so I don't think he minds too much. A Tiff's going to have to run all his villagers away. And there is going to be a big Draugr spawn. Oh, he didn't micro the... Oh, he kind of did micro the Draugr spawn. There are some heavy axemen there. The raiding cavalry kind of just need to sit in there, take some units out. They do have the equipment to survive, though. So they're trying to shank back. And there was a couple of spearmen. Maybe that's why he ran away. The spearmen kind of blending in with the villagers for me, but maybe not. On this side, full aggression on blue side. Nice sneak up to the top from the gatherers. Move back to everybody's perspective, and the dwarves are going to have to run around here. Nice wall up from a Tiff on this side. Could finish up the wall down here. I assume he knows he needs to. He doesn't know he needs to. Always check those ones. Just because there could be some sneaky set units that are going to run around the side. Young Oath, go Ben. Indeed, go Ben. I say he's played the early game very, very nicely. He's also, I mean, he's in a pretty good spot here. He's got so many units. His upgrades like does have both slinger upgrades, which is exactly what he wants to deal with the throwing axeman. Means that a Tiff doesn't want to build throwing axeman, but he does because they're big units. It deals a lot of damage. This is the time to go on the aggro as well. Looks like a big surround from a Tiff coming in. Ulf Jarl's on the back. Going to counter pretty much everything. There's only a couple of spearmen. If the throwing axeman can snipe the spearmen down, then the Ulf Jarls can tank up everything else while the town center goes to town. Are there any heroes left though? There's only one guy, Mr. Olmodson, and he goes down. He goes down instantly. So the Scarab is going to be taking this one down pretty nicely. The Gatherers tasked onto shanking this guy down with their little knives. Is it going to be enough? I think it could be. There's a nice ball going on here with the slingers, though. And the town center is definitely going to go down. No, it's not 50 HP. Slingers can be tasked onto it. They do 1 damage a hit. They just need this guy to come over here, rebuild it once. The priest trying to take it down. 8 HP. So close. Needs to rebuild it. He is now rebuilding it. 16 HP. I think it went down to 7. 7 HP. 7 slinger boulders from going down. It's absolutely wild. Well played to our Loki player to keep that one going. Ben so close to taking that one out. The villager shanks onto that Scarab made all the difference, and this is when the favor needs to get spent. Fully agree. Einherjes can be spammed out. They are kind of costly though. They cost gold, the same as battle boars cost gold. It can be pretty rough if you don't have lots of gold mines to go to. But even jumping on this one with some of the wood villagers, maybe he's got 18 on wood. Probably don't need that now. Move these gatherers over here. Or what he can do this, then actually grab some of the gatherers, build some farms, is probably going to be the option. There are still some berry bushes around though. Berry bushes up on this side, so obviously planning that wood for something. The wood is for throwing axemen. Okay. I just don't know about the throwing axemen. Those Jarls. Those Jarls were the one. Jarl throwing axeman, I mean, is just a great comp in general. And the Scarab is going to be busting through again. And this guy's still spied. Not going after this one though. The Jarls, they're strong units, but they're not very good raiders. They're only 4.8 speed. They're not even as fast as a Berserk. We see any Berserks. But now the boys are going to be coming through, but this is going to be spotted by Ben, as he does have vision in the middle of the map. And trying to even wall up the middle of the map, but that's not going to be happening. Lots of villagers up on this wood line that he's kind of forgotten about. As our Loki player, he's going to run back. Probably going to lose a couple of them. At least one on this backside is going to go down. And then some Einherjes coming in. Nice Einherje special. Uses it early, but we said they're not that quick. Even with the Einherje special, they're a bit slow. That's not their job to run fast. Whereas the Valkyrie is going to survive while its raiding cavalry friends go down. Aggression on this side. Ben going after the units again. Trying to stop from this side. Einherje horn blow attack up for everybody. The issue is there's a lot of spearmen here. Can he take the fight? Looks like he's going for it anyway. There are a lot of blue units down here attacking the Valkyrie on this backside, so maybe this is as good a fight for a Tiff as you can really get. With all the battle boars as well, no priests out, the Scarabs, I mean, they do have a little bonus versus myth units, but they don't really do too much. And that looks like that is as good a fight as you can really get. I mean, the damage dealers here for blue are the slingers. It was the axeman earlier, but now the Great Jarl frontline is in. These guys are so much better. Unupgraded throwing axemen in the pack though don't really cut it. Also, even against slingers, you need more guys. Just straight up need more guys. Yeah, these are pretty costly on the gold, but the gold isn't really the problem. He needs some food. Needs to just spam up some farms now. I think that was the transition he wanted to do a while ago, but kind of deciding against it. Moving over to this spotted deer instead. It's fine with this many. Maybe he's even moving up to the top side to the berry bushes. Maybe he feels that if he builds farms and then he just gets aggressed on, this kind of wood wasted, which, I mean, does make sense. It's got lots of favor in the bank, because there is actually a little Norse bug at the moment where they do gain a little bit of extra favor for doing certain things. One of them is villager fighting. So if the villagers were shanking down that Scarab, that's probably where it went up like crazy. It's only certain things, though, that's bugged with that, where you get extra favor. It's a little bit weird. All the villagers rotating over this side. Could even grab a town center as like a defensive spot to get back to. Maybe that's what the throwing axemen are going to build. No, they're building some great halls over here. Even some walls up to defend this gold mine on this side. Start to just completely close it off. Hill fort going up. Whereas we're mainly focusing on this Loki because he's the one that needs to stay in the game. I think Ben's playing this pretty nicely. He's secured all his side. He's going to go after his town center to do the exact same thing, but just under zero pressure on this side. He can just do it all for free. The pharaoh is going to come over, and that means the Tiff is going to know that this settlement's going up. And maybe that's when he matches it, just to be like, okay, I'm going to keep in this one so that I have a bit more population to play with as well. Villager numbers have stayed pretty much equal because they've both been 1 TC for the whole 20 minutes so far. Valkyrie, Great Jarl, spot all the lads, and there's a decent amount of priests out for Ben. Nice play from himself to deal with myth unit spam that inevitably comes from a Loki that's been just fighting the entire game. Even boiling oil from Tiff here. It's pretty wild. What does he need for these slingers? I mean, he kind of needs some Huskarls out. Even Huskarls do get bonus. They deal bonus damage against them, so maybe not. Maybe the Great Jarls are just the best option. They have decent amount of pierce armor anyway, but this is a pretty good spot for Ben in here. Because the Jarls are getting stuck, getting caught in the corner. Battle Boars trying to tank up, but there's so many priests. I don't know whether this is the fight that Tiff really wanted to take. There was no need to regress, but maybe eventually he will be able to get through. But all of his Battle Boars seem to be going down very, very quickly. There's 3. They're streaming in 1 by 1. But will this be enough? All the slingers. Look at the amount of damage. The damage is just racking up. Doesn't seem to be going down that much because the units aren't going down. The blue units are kind of streaming in slowly as well. A Tiff just trying to brute force his way through Ben's army. And the priests even resort back to healing. And maybe the red units are winning. Nice micro back from this side. The slingers just too good against those. Now the myth unit spawns are going to be extremely strong. Now pretty much every priest has gone down, but Ben's on it with his micro. The second he sees one spawn, he goes after it. All the priests go down, and the Great Jarls do win that one with all their copper upgrades. They are tanky beings. Even a couple of Huskarls in. Maybe Huskarls get melted, but they do deal the damage. Even more with the Loki bonus. 2.2 instead of 2. And a pretty wild trade there, to be honest. Pretty wild trade. Great Jarl going down. Maybe just a couple of straggly units getting picked off. But no second town center grabbed. Whereas on the bottom side, Ben did grab his. He's also setting up a nice farming operation down this bottom side. These farms are ridiculously cheap as well. There are some farmers coming up for a Tiff as well. This one's a bit wayward. But not going after a town center of his own. I mean, the villager numbers are so close anyway. At this point, it's less about villager numbers and more about just having the same amount of population to fight with if you're going for a full pop army. These gatherers are doing pretty well on this side, sitting by the ox cart. They've got their berry bushes that they're kind of sneaking. Kind of surprised to see Ben still on 2 monuments. Especially if he wants to build out this Migral stronghold. You want the monuments around your buildings that you're building out of to make them cheaper. Might actually be worth whacking another one here so we could get some more favor to, I don't know, reuse the shifting sands to jump onto some units. Or even just go for more of those Scarab plays would be a nice option. Even just getting up to the next stage. Going Horus, getting all the Horus upgrades, they cost a bit of favor if he wants to stick with this barracks army. Which does make sense. Huskarls coming in for a bit of a raid, looks like. They're not the worst raiders, to be honest, but the Axemen are going to be more than enough for them. I mean, they just carve them up like crazy. This backside hill fort coming up in the middle for a Tiff. There's also some spearmen on this side. Going to catch up the Great Jarls pretty nicely. But a Draugr spawn, probably going to change that fight. And that's why we like some Loki. If the Draugr can be microed backwards, though, he does go down kind of quickly. These Heavily upgraded spearman. Wow. Okay. Or Draugr. Looks like both these guys want to sit in the heroic age though and just still fight it out. Siege towers in queue on Ben's side. Oh, he's also getting a bit of siege tower aggression on this side. The dwarves didn't want to go after it though. Could go after it with this battle boar. Probably going to be the choice. Going to be slowly coming in. I mean, you won't be able to do too much. It's just something you kind of just need to react to rather than it being an insane play. I mean, he's taken out one building here. It's going to go after the houses pretty quickly. The battle boar is actually running this way. So the siege tower is just going to keep getting big value on this side. On this middle side, the hill fort is going down from the scarab. I love the scarab plays. It's so much harder to react to than a siege tower. It just needs so much more aggression onto it, so much more damage that you need to take that bad boy out. Iron respawn on this side. How many myth units was there in this game? The horn blow to run through. The slinger's still slinging. And this is what I was gonna mention as well. I think it made sense for the settlement on this side to get grabbed from Ben, because he could lose this one to a Tiff at any moment, really, just from how he's playing the game. He's walled up this side, kind of leaving it be. Still the siege tower attempt to come through. Villagers can just shank that guy down, no problem. Battle boar against Pharaoh, I mean, with the help of the Jarl, is going to be able to win that one. A couple of great hauls coming up as well. I am surprised to not see this one, to be fair. I think it's definitely a skill that's, when do you grab a second town center? Because if you're playing a 1TC game, at some point you need to... I mean, this is 27 minutes in. Like, at some point you need to grab a second town center. You've just got to decide when it is. Nice play to get the Migdal Stronghold down with that one. Should be able to kill it off, or at least be very close. Yeah, nice play. Takes out that one. Can aggress onto these laborers. Probably losing the fight on this side, though. Nice troll spawn. But still... the slinger numbers too good. Oof. Big troll special. Yeah, the Goaties aren't the choice. If you need heroes, it's Hersa in this position. There's no real axeman, so the slingers, I mean, they have so many upgrades. Even just berserks coming in would be a decent play here. Does he have the berserk upgrade? No. What's the gold mine situation? We've got two big gold mines on this side. This one's finished up. And Ben has this gold mine, has this gold mine here, and that is it. But he's securing a nice corner of the map where he'll be able to move over here, grab a market pretty soon, and he's going to be in a pretty commanding spot, I think. Tiff still holding on for the time being, though. Trying to take out the siege tower yet again. Villagers can be moved over here, but there is a scarab with him. And again, against the scarabs, it is not this guy. This guy, he is not the one. I don't know why he's determined to build Goaties instead of Hersas, but there you go. Town center down for like the third time. Oh no, this maybe not. It was 1 HP, wasn't it? It was literally like 6 HP that Ben got it down to last time. Now more priests on the way. Both players are sticking out in this heroic age, just brute forcing it. Absolutely brute forcing it. And mark it on this side. If that's where your villagers are, come down to this bottom side instead. Maybe that's fine. Wall up, nice play. Ben trying to take this one late game, or trying to at least secure his position for the late game. He's got his 3 TCs. Going to have a trade once his gold runs out. Going to be in a great spot. There is going to be a settlement now grabbed for a Tiff on this side. Just going pure Jarls. Even grabbing this one. He's close to the Mythic Age as well if he wants to go there. But can he defend against this? Actually, it's his first town center, really. Because this one's already gone down. Uros. Mooski is in. And yes, Loki is actually the Mooski. If you have the correct mod, Your Loki can look like me. Anything about pure Jarls is it kind of just opens you up to pure Spearmen on the other side, which is a little bit rough. I mean, they're not the poison damage Anubis Spearmen that would be a little bit more disgusting. But it's such an unfair matchup. Yes, I think for Loki, this is one of Loki's hardest matchups. I would say Set and Shenong are the hardest matchups for Loki, and I think Atif's played this one really, really well. The Jarls are coming in, and I think he's managed to defend this one again. Yeah, the reason this is such a hard matchup for Loki is all the classical wage units are just exceptionally strong. You can get off to a lot of pressure early on, and then you're just behind for the start. And then once you're behind as Loki, it's a little bit rough. I think what's happened in this one as well is that did happen, but Atif has slowly managed to claw it back thanks to getting a decent amount of battle boars out and just this Jarl pressure. Even if he wanted to go the Jarls, he could have gone Njord to make his Jarls a little bit better, but then he wouldn't have the Battle Boar front line. He would have the Mountain Giants, which Mountain Giants are pretty good, but you need like insane food eco, which he hasn't had this game. Eco has not been on the Loki side at all this game, as it often isn't in this matchup. Yeah, the favor for Norse right now is currently yeah, it's currently bugged. You get more for doing random stuff. It's not everything though. It isn't boosted for everything. Right, the Great Jarls. Great Jarls have been the unit of choice, and there is going to be a pre-queue of Horus, but I don't think Ben is close to it. He's got his farming eco set up though, and now the portable ram push start. So Ben's been trying this with his scarabs, with his siege tower pushes. Loki can do it too. It's not quite as good as siege towers, but the dudes with the rams do come through. It looks way cooler in the picture, doesn't it? They actually just have a kind of big log that they just hit back and forth. The ginger man and the blonde man teaming up yet again to take out the houses. But does need to force a reaction, which is exactly what Atif is really looking for, but Ben wises up to it pretty much instantly, going to be able to take these bad boys out. I say they're not as good as siege towers because they just don't tank for anywhere near as long. And the rock giant coming back. A rock giant spawn is pretty huge for this exact reason. You can just taunt all of the units that want to take out your Jarls, then the Jarls can take out those units. And what's the gold mine situation now? No gold. No gold. The Spearman coming around for a bit of a raid on this gold mine that doesn't exist anymore. How's the trade looking for Atif? He is 7. And how's the trade looking for Ben? 18. Double. Over double the amount for Ben. But I believe the game should be slowing down a little bit while all these gold units start, or all these, all the gold units stop being built for a little bit. Unless you can trade. I imagine the trade is absolutely awful. Yeah, the trade for wood at least. For food isn't so bad, which is fine for Ben, because I mean he's got 45 units on there. I don't think Atif can really build anything. He's got just no gold in the bank. He didn't go for the troll man. He didn't go for Seti, so can't build mass trolls, which is always a great option against everything. And this is doing any damage now that Ben can do is the way, as Atif's run out of gold. And his trade is just god-awful. Because he didn't grab this town center either. I mean, still, he hasn't grabbed the town center, hasn't really defended it, so it's probably just better to go to this defensive town center. The siege tower push. I don't think Atif really has much he can really do here. He can sell some wood, but you wouldn't really get too much gold for it. Especially, I mean, he wants to build these battle boars as well. He just doesn't have the gold for it. Nice spawn on this side. Does defend that one up. I guess the only thing you can do is just counter aggression, hope for the best. But this portable ram only has 17 HP and a dream, and the trade is probably going to be stopped as well. Trade on this side, getting 36 gold a trip. Is he going to the wrong market? Where's he going? Where's he off to? And Horus on the way for Ben. Yeah, in a great spot. Tiff does say that is enough. And yeah, just the pressure from Ben early on was absolutely crazy. I think Tiff played it pretty well to be able to get to this point. But it is, yeah, it's an insanely tough matchup, that's for sure.